The confetti on the field behind us resembles that of the Clemson colors, therefore Clemson winning this football game 35-31, Alabama falling in the national championship for the first time ever, first time under Nick Saban. Kevin, just a lot of miscues, a lot of missed tackles. Clemson down 14-7 in the first half, came out in the second half, shifted the momentum, of course came down to a final play there with 1 second left on the clock. In your opinion, what happened? What was the downfall? All the credit to Clemson for this win, but what did Alabama not do right in this football game?
Well, it was a classic, and these were two championship teams, and the difference between them was razor thin. It was one play and 1 second. But the real difference between them was 99 to 66. That was the number of snaps. Clemson had 99 snaps in this game. Alabama had 66. And you can be a great defense, but eventually, if you're on the field for 99 snaps, you're going to get gassed. They were gassed on that final drive. Clemson was fresh, and Deshaun Watson proved himself the best player in the country. And Alabama lost its best offensive player for most of the second half when Bo Scarborough got hurt.
And of course, Alabama going into that locker room is always very difficult as sports journalists. We get to experience these great moments, but walking into a locker room like that, it was silence, tears. You could see the guys had been welling up from tears, didn't really want to speak to the media, but just overall, what was the biggest takeaway from this, and just what did you take from these guys and what you saw in the locker room?
Well, it is the toughest loss to me Alabama's had under Nick Saban. There have been others where they've been within reach of a national championship, but as you said, Nick Saban himself has never lost a national championship game. That includes the one he had at LSU. Alabama under Saban had never lost a national championship game. To come this close to not just winning another national championship, a second straight, a fifth in 8 years, but Nick Saban's sixth, to tie Bear Bryant, and to lose that game to a former Bama player and assistant coach who bleeds crimson, well, crimson and orange, in Dabo Swinney. To know you were that close to history and to have it vanish so quickly, that makes it hurt all the more.
So Nick Saban now 5-1 in national championship games, and of course it's all about the process, and the process starts over. We heard Jalen Hurts in the locker room say, "I'm now a sophomore." Today, day one, I'm now a sophomore as soon as this game, as soon as the clock hit zero. Does the process change from here on out? What do you learn from this football game and this loss?
No, it doesn't have to change, nor should it change. And I don't want to hear any national media clowns suggest that the dynasty is over, the dynasty is dead, and this is the beginning of the end of the dynasty. They were 1 play and 1 second short. They lost to an all-time great quarterback, and that's how you beat Nick Saban in Alabama, with a great quarterback having a great day. They don't have to change a thing. Jalen Hurts struggled for most of this night, but on that final drive, he looked like a champion, and he took them to the lead with 2 minutes and 1 second left. It should have been enough with one of the best defenses we've ever seen. It wasn't, because Deshaun Watson was better. Alabama doesn't need to change a thing. They will be back here again very soon.
And Kevin, as you said, a classic here. What better way to finish out the season watching a football game like this unfold? He's Kevin Scarbinsky. I'm Lauren Sisler. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, for all your Alabama Crimson Tide updates and the wrap up here of the national championship game, you can visit us on AL.com.